Now, following straight on from that, we had the success of him standing for the target. All we did next was present the cane to the side, give him a very gentle poke in the ribs, roughly where we were going to put the stethoscope, and did that for a few times, clicked, rewarded, and then we just held it off again, very, very short distance away from his side, until he pushed across, touched his ribs onto the stick, and then clicked and reward. And then eventually we pulled the stick right back, so I had to press his side up against the mesh there to feel the stick. We increased the time before we actually clicked and rewarded, and that got Dender to present his side up to the mesh. Now, having already learnt that behaviour, or a similar behaviour to stand, this behaviour he learned incredibly fast. He was almost doing it before we'd planned to teach him it. As soon as he put the cane there, he knew that he had to push onto it. And then of course Vicky added the cue, once he was doing the behaviour, she added the cue, come over. And it's still a mixture of the cane and the come over. It's still almost two cues if you like, but as soon as he sees that stick, he will press his chest onto the mesh.
Now that we've got the combination of behaviours that we wanted from Dender, that's the coming into the crush, standing up and pressing the body to the mesh, we needed to think about putting the stethoscope through, which would be the next step. This mesh here isn't big enough, so we had a custom made trap put in here so we can actually put the stethoscope through to listen to Dender's heart.
Well, once we got the trap put in, then it was really my turn to get actively involved, as opposed to be just passively involved, stood here, dressed as a vet. Now it's my turn to actually be the vet. But of course that means putting your fingers through onto a Amur Leopard. Whilst we put the weight command in to keep his head focused at the front there, it's still a bit nerve-wracking to actually pop your hands in there, put your fingers through, because if he whipped round quick, it could do a bit of damage. You only get one chance really. So because we weren't quite sure how he was going to react, we came up with this little invention, which is a dummy stethoscope. It's very simple, it's just a bit of old junk I found. We've got a bamboo cane, that's basically a washer on the end there, taped on with duct tape, and then I think this is a bit of a sealant from around the window, just to give it the kind of piping effect you get on a real stethoscope. So this way I don't have to put my fingers through first, I can just pop it through the trap there onto Dender and just see how he reacts. Make sure he's not going to turn round on it first.
Come over.
Well, once we tried it with the mock stethoscope, I guess the final act was putting the real one on and having a listen to his heart. So obviously a bit nerve-wracking when you do this for the first time, but here goes.
And the nice thing about it is that Dender always keeps his head facing forward as well. He doesn't try to snap round to bite.
It wasn't until we put the stethoscope on Dender that we realised there was another big problem to overcome with his training, and that was that he purrs constantly whilst he's being trained. Something we totally overlooked whilst training him, but when you pop this on, it sounds like a pneumatic drill in there. So we couldn't actually hear the heartbeat for the purring. So really the next stage is training Dender to stop purring whilst he's in here, which again is going a bit against the grain. He purrs because he's enjoying it and we want him to stop. A bit like asking children to play football but not shout. But by being patient, by rewarding the very small gaps in between purring and ignoring him whilst he's purring, just never click whilst he is purring. When he stops, briefly clicking, that gap has started to increase. The intensity of his purring is actually going down now, and there's bigger gaps in between. So it's still a work in progress, we're not there yet. He hasn't completely learned to be quiet whilst we're working him, but nevertheless we are seeing some improvements. It's going the right direction, so fingers crossed it won't be long before we can put this stethoscope on and listen to the heart properly. And then it's down to Dr. John Lewis to come in and have a listen and see what he can find out.
We do other training with Dender as well. Something else we trained him to do, it kind of happened by accident actually, and we just kind of picked up on it using the second target. We actually got him to touch it with his paw. It started off, I was just training him at this window. As you can see there, he randomly puts up his right paw. So I thought I could put that on cue, put in the other target in, and he touched it straight away anyway. Also introducing the word paw, it's just something a little bit different. It's a little bit more fun for him, so he's not doing exactly the same thing every day. We have got other behaviours in mind as well for the future. Now we've got the crush facility and the little trap in there, we're hoping that we may be able to get him to present his tail in the future. Also we want to work on him presenting the left side of the body as well as the right, and possibly to accept a needle in him as well for anaesthetic. It's all food for thought.
Well, really that's it. That's how we train Dender to listen to his heart. It is still a work in progress. We've still got a bit of work to do to get rid of that purr in there, but we are getting there. We're confident that we will succeed in the end. We're not trying to tell you how to train your animals. All we want to do is tell you how we train ours, and I hope it will help you out. But it's thanks really to Vicky's dedication and a rather special cat with Dender here that we've managed to do this, and I hope you have success with your own animals. And if you do want any help whatsoever, feel free to contact us. The details will follow very shortly. But I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you for listening.
Thanks for watching.